like you lost another one.
What up, guys? Keyshawn Chia here, and this is pretty much part 4 of What If Deku was the son of SCP 1903, Janet's secret, you could say. Now, where we last left off pretty much was Deku confronting his girlfriend, or you could say, his girlfriend, Death, All-Phone's daughter, about the USJ attack because how did he get this information? By eating a normal brain, you could say half of its brain. Or you could say the whole brain, and pretty much getting all the information and knowing everything that Toga Heck's girlfriend was a part of that, was the part of the plan to attack, and later on they're going to cause another attack that's going to be attacking at the camp. Now, knowing that Deku knows the information, Deku pretty much warned his girlfriend about not trying to attack them, or try to say attack the students, because he's going to, or the heroes are pretty much is going to pretty much attack them and pretty much, you could say, destroy them. Now, we're going to get to the new details since I already told you all the recap, a little bit of recap. Now let's start with the new information. Now, Deku is pretty much with little Deku, as you could say the clone of Deku, but you could say as a son. Little Deku is pretty much is pretty much happy that he's with his, you could say, dad, saying, and is playing with Deku, which Deku's saying, "Do you have another name?" Which little Deku says, "No, I don't have another name." Which this is where Deku says, "You know, I'm gonna give him my other name, Mizuku. You know, I'm gonna call you Mizuku. You're gonna have a new name. Instead of Deku, you're gonna be called Mizuku." Which Deku says, little Deku says, "My name's gonna be Mizuku now? Yay! My father named me," which, he's being happy and stuff and all that. And he pretty much is saying, "So Dad, what are we gonna do?" Which Deku says, "Well, let's go out and get let's go get some pretty much food and stuff," which Deku and little Mizuku, you could say, go out and go get some food. Now, they come back home, which Deku's mom, as you know, as SCP-1903, or we're just going to call her Janet, which Inko's dad, which Inko, male Dinko, pretty much comes in and pretty much says, "Oh my god, are y'all children alright? Are you alright, son?" Because, which we already talked to Heck. And Heck says there was an attack, and we saw it on the news too. Which Deku says, "Oh, I'm alright, father. I'm fine." Which this is where little Mizuku comes in and says, "Dad, is this Grandpa?" Which Inko and his mom pretty much says, "Deku, is something you want to tell us?" Which Deku says, "Yeah, you remember the whole capture and I thing? So this is like my son / clone of me / son." Which this says, "Oh." Which Inko says, "What?" This is where Deku is pretty much laughing and scratching his head. And they're pretty much, sitting down and talking to Deku, saying, "So this is your clone? So this is a clone of you?" Which Deku says, "Well, you could say son." Which, Deku's mom is pretty much saying, "Huh, I think he's cute. He reminds me of you, little you." Which Deku's saying, "You see, he's not dangerous or anything. He's perfectly fine and happy and stuff." Which, little Mizuku is having fun with Hex, playing with her, playing with toys and stuff. And also, now, this is where little Mizuku is basically sniffing his nose and saying, "I smell blood. Is someone dead?" did someone die? Which pretty much Deku saying, I smell blood too. Which Inko says, I don't smell blood. Which Deku's mom smells it, and Hex starts to smell it too, saying, yeah, what happened? This is where, you could say, Mobile Task Force is pretty much coming to trying to get Jane to see, pretty much capture the SCP, which they realize she's alive. Now, this is where uh, Deku's mom tells, you know, to tells the rest of the followers to keep Inko safe, keep him safe, and keep him from harm's way, which they're pretty much saying understood. Now this is where Janet's pretty much Janet or SCP pretty much tells Hex and Deku to come with her to deal with these guys. Which Deku says, "Okay, mom, a 3-on-3 action." Which little Mizuku says, "Can I come too?" Which Deku says, "I don't think you're ready yet, little one. Well, I promise I will come back." Which little Mizuku says, "Okay, Dad." Now they head out to pretty much check what's going on, and pretty much we're gonna say half of the neighborhood is knocked out or pretty much dead because the mobile task force is trying to make sure to assassinate anyone who sees or heard of it. And none of the neighbors don't know the secret of him, so they haven't been affected. But the task force is just trying to keep it all down. Now this is where they see the SCP says, "The SCP, get it!" and starts firing, which we're gonna say Deku's mom dodging the bullets and slashing him, has slash, which Deku comes in and pretty much summons a knife, creates a knife and starts stabbing him and stuff and getting a little bit of laughter out of it. This is where Hex comes into using her blood thing and making the guards freeze and stuff. And this is where one of the cameras are seeing, but it's only like showing a blur, and it only sees like 3 people and 2 little kids, or you could say teenagers. And they're saying, "What the hell are those?" They're saying, "This is more bigger threat than I thought." Which this is where you could say the other SCP, the computer, is pretty much hacking the feed and looking at the feed and saying, "There's SCPs out. How do they get free?" Which the robot is pretty much speaking and stuff. He said, "If I can contact them, maybe they can help me get out and escape from this place." Which pretty much Deku and Hex and his mom is pretty much done with the task force. They pretty much dealt with them. Now they pretty much saying, how are we supposed to get rid of these bodies? Which Deku thought of an idea saying, "Oh, I could just call my girlfriend. My girlfriend can deal with this." Which he pretty much calls Death and he says, "Hey, can you deal with these bodies? I know you can use these bodies for something." Which she says, "Oh, I'd be glad to. We've been running out of dead bodies to use as something." Now this is where she comes in and pretty much grabs it. Pretty much, deal with the bodies and grabs them. And they pretty much head back in that house. Now, little Mizuku is pretty much talking to Inko and saying that, telling his whole story that all he remembers is, being in this lab and he met his mom and his mom is pretty much is explaining that his father is, Deku and they look happy together and stuff. But they're right now separated for now for good reasons. Which Inko is saying, he's saying, interesting. Now they head back, pretty much Deku and Hex and Janet pretty much is all covered in, a little bit of blood. Which Inko is saying, "Oh my god, are you okay? You're covered in blood." Which he's cleaning off the blood and stuff. And Deku and them saying, "Yeah, it's alright." Now the next day, they pretty much is going in. And they pretty much, we could say they go getting ready for the USA attack. After the USA attack, they go to the camp. Yes, okay. Because I know the sports festival, or is the sports festival next? No, they told me. I remember. It's not the camp next and then the sports festival. It's basically the sports festival then the camp. If I'm correct, is it? No, because if the camp, hold on, I'll be back. Sorry, my guy. Sorry, my guys. I'm back. I had to do my research, but basically the sports festival. But before the sports festival, we're gonna pretty much. Well, yeah, they're pretty much still in their 2 weeks now. Pretty much, Deku and Hex and Inko is pretty much axing like who was these guys and why you know them as Mobile Task Force and stuff. Now this is where uh, Janet pretty much tells her children and her husband the whole secret in the hotel. Now she pretty much tells the whole thing and the whole all the stuff and like what's going on and like what's really happening and how they're going to attack us. Now Inko, he's pretty much a little bit upset, but he says, "Listen, it's fine. I'm not mad at you, honey, for not telling me this, but we like for our children, how we supposed to get rid of these guys, or how we supposed to stop these guys from coming after us and hurting our, our city and stuff." Which, uh, Janet said, well, Janet's pretty much is, uh, saying, "Well, it's just one guy. There's this one guy I know as an SCP, but he's not really a guy. He's a computer." Which this is where Deku gets a call. He says, "Hold on, I'll be back," and says hello. This is where the SCP comes in. He's pretty much is talking, saying, "Hello, is this Deku?" Which Deku says, "Yes." "Who is this?" "You can call me SCP," and he says a number, or you can call me the computer. Which I need your help to help me escape this facility. If you manage to get me out of this facility, I can get these guards off of y'all. Which Deku is pretty much saying, "You know about the attack that happened?" Which the robot, well, you could say the computer says, "Yes. If you can get me out of here, I can pretty much, help y'all clear and y'all can still stay where y'all at." Which Deku says, alright, I help. Now, the SCP is pretty much just explaining and saying, well, you could say pretty much is telling that it's a facility at this place, and we're gonna say the facility is pretty much at America, which at this like dead zone site. Which Deku says, "This might be hard, but I can get you free." Which pretty much the SCP says, "I'll be waiting." Now the SCP pretty much is telling him that it's going to be an attack going down, and he got a couple seconds to hurry up and get him out and all that stuff. Now Deku says he's going to be going out somewhere and pretty much to go to stay at a friend's house for these 2 weeks, you could say, or for these last couple weeks. Which uh, Inko and his mom says, "Okay, be safe." Which Hex says, "Yeah, I gotta stay at a friend's house too." Which Inko and pretty much them says that too. Now says, "Okay, we'll be safe," and they're pretty much questioning, "That's pretty weird. Why would they both go to a friend's house?" But they continue trying to figure out a plan to pretty much get them from getting attacked by the you could say SCP facility. Now, pretty much, Deku is, you could say, putting on his hero outfit and put on the mask and having his one-eye show, and pretty much he's saying, "All right, ready." Now this is where Hex comes in and says, "Brother, I know you got the phone call from that computer thing. I'm here to help you because he gave me a call too, just in case if you quit out." Which Deku start laughing, saying, "Wow, that computer's really desperate then." Which Hex says, "Yeah. All right, let's go." Now they pretty much, you think they would take a plane to America, but since Deku has, like I said, multiple quirks, he conjure up a quirk that gives them, you could say he created a jet, created a toy jet, and then he sized it up to make it a real jet, and they pretty much hopped in the jet and start flying. Now, Deku is talking to his sister saying, we're just going for that robot, get him out, and pretty much take him with us so we can clear our family name and we won't have to get hunted down anymore and stuff. Which Hex is saying, okay, brother, that's the plan. Now, pretty much they jump out the jet and pretty much land on foot because, like I said, they're unnatural superhuman, and they pretty much shrink the jet down and he put it in his suit. Now they sink in the facility with ease, you could say, because Deku has a quirk that camouflage and stuff, and they're heading in there. Now as they're going, pretty much now the SCP facility, like only some of the facility members have a quirk, but not all of them have quirks because, like I said, we're gonna say malfunctions and stuff, but only some of them have quirks. Now, as Deku and Hex is heading into the facility, they pretty much find where's the robot at, and they get a call from them saying, "You have to get. I'm going to allow the attack is about to happen in 10 minutes. I mean, in 10 seconds. When that happens, all the doors will be open. You have enough seconds to hurry up and get me out of here." And also to get someone else out of here, which Deku says, "What? There's someone else you want us to get out of here?" Which it's going to be a surprise, which I'll tell you later. And which the computer says, yes. Now, pretty much the 10 seconds happen and the breakdown starts running and it's going alert and stuff. And, staff members getting murdered and stuff. And Deku saying, wow, this went into a massacre immediately. Now, there's like an SCP that's a werewolf, you could say human female girl who turns into a werewolf. Like, if she has control over it, but she freaks out. And then you got the Nine-Tailed Fox SCP, that one you could say, and she's like taking out hearts and stuff and eating people, you could say. And the secret facility is going downhill. Now, this is where you could say the SCP, the Fox girl, or you could say the Nine-Tailed Fox. She's pretty much is about to get shot and killed by a bullet until Deku blocks the bullet and throws a knife at the guard, which you could say the SCP Nine-Tailed Fox. She pretty much gets up and comes to Deku saying, look like you saved me. I should be thanking you. Which, she's putting her hand on Deku's face, and then this is where she try to pierce Deku, but she can't because Deku's saying, what are you trying to pierce through me and kill me? Which she says, you're stronger than I expect. Which Deku says, listen, you're welcome, I saved your life, but I gotta go. But she says, wait. And he pretty much, blitzes and start looking for the target he was supposed to find and save. Now, pretty much, you could say, now the Plague Doctor is not in this facility. He's in another facility because, they transferred him due to that computer and him talking to each other. Now, Deku is pretty much finding where's the location. He says, now, this is the one. Now, Deku pretty much sees the guy and he says, hello? Is anyone in here? Now, this is the SCP, the mask, you could say. And he's saying, are you the boy who was supposed to save me? Which Deku says, are you the SCP with the mask? Which he says, yes, I am. Which this mask is the same SCP, but instead of having the body rope or body to decompose or die or rot easily, no, this is we're gonna say the secret facility made a body that the mask can be to wear, to have, but also it won't deep the mask can't get away from the body or kill the body because it's a live body, but it's not a live body. It's basically like a body that can't be destroyed, can't die, can't get can't like it can get ripped apart, but it would just form back together. That it was like a thing to trap the mask. Now, pretty much Deku frees him, and he says, "Ah, thank you, man. After I helped that robot get some access to the files and stuff, he said he will help me escape. Look like he kept his word. Well, anyways, you're supposed to be my getaway driver." Which Deku pretty much laughs hard and says, "Yeah, I guess you can say that. But we right now have to get my sister and get pretty much the computer out of here." Which pretty much Deku is saying, "Well, follow me. We gotta find Hex." We switch to Hex point of view, and the werewolf, you could say woman, is pretty much is we're gonna call her the wolf woman, but this is gonna be a new SCP I made because I kind of wanted to create an SCP, and this is gonna be an SCP I create, and this is SCP-000, and this is pretty much the werewolf woman, you could say. Now, pretty much the werewolf woman is transforming back, and she's pretty much shaking, freaking out. This is where Hex is pretty much looking and saying, "Excuse me, do you know where is the robot, the computer at?" Which, you know, the wolf woman is pretty much saying, "I don't know where is he." And she's just shaking. Which this is where Hex comes close to her and pretty much kisses her, and the wolf woman is pretty much backing up, and basically saying, "Why'd you do that?" In which Hex is laughing, saying, "Listen, I did that because you was too busy being in your own thoughts and memories and stuff. Stop doing that. Look forward in the future. Now, can you please help me? Where is he?" Which the wolf woman says, "Okay, well, can I get something on?" Which Hex says, "Yeah," and pretty much gives her a lab coat which she can put on. Now she's pretty much explaining where's the computer guy at, and they're pretty much heading. Like Hex pretty much got the information and says, "Okay," which the wolf woman, or you could say SCP-000, is pretty much asking her to pretty much to come with her. I mean to come with Hex to pretty much to get out of here. Which Hex says, "Okay." Now pretty much they find the place where they holding up the computer in. Deku is pretty much heads there. Hex and Deku and the mask and the wolf woman pretty much head down and see the computer, which the computer says, "I really thought you was about to lie and leave me here. I would have trapped out here and killed everybody here by nuking the place." Now, Deku is pretty much saying, "Ooh, scary. I would not like to die here with these miserable people. No offense." Which the mask guy says, which the mask pretty much says, "Not taken. Trust me, this place is a living hell sometimes." Now, this is where Deku's pretty much linked his phone to the computer, and the computer, or you could say the robot thing, or the computer thing, links to Deku's phone. It says, "Alright, I'm in your phone. Let's get out of here." Now, pretty much, Deku has, let's say, a ton of data and storage and a lot of social media and stuff. So the robot's getting everything updated. What's the news? What's going on? What's happening? He's just getting everything. He's pretty much linked to the network. Well, not yet because they're still in the facility. Now, they pretty much head out, and Deku pretty much creates, you could say, a jet with three. Deku, Hex, Mask Guy, and Wolf. So 4 seats in a jet, like a more advanced jet and stuff. And he tells everybody to get in. Now everybody's getting in, and this is where the facility is, is still under attack. And this is where the mobile task force is about to come in and trying to, calm this shit down. This is where Deku says, "Is everybody ready? Here I go," and pretty much flies off. Now, pretty much, Deku flies off and heads back to his country, which I forgot the name of it, but I think Japan, Tokyo. I think Japan, and pretty much heads back to his hometown and stuff. Now the masked guy pretty much comes out and says, "Ah, this is great. This feels much better. Getting some fresh air and stuff." Which Deku says, "Well, enjoy your life. Try not to get captured or anything, and all that stuff." Which the masked man says, well, not the masked man or the mask, pretty much is saying, "Well, I'm pretty much going to be staying with you because I have nowhere else to go, and until I know where I'm around here, I will get off my feet and move." Which Deku says, "Mom's not going to be happy." Which Hex start laughing, saying, "Yeah, she's definitely won't." This is where you could say, pretty much, the wolf woman pretty much is holding Hex and saying, "Can I stay with you?" Which Hex looks at her and smiles and says, "Of course, anything for you." And pretty much starts, patting her head and itching, like patting her head and itching her neck, which wolf girl starts stepping on her feet, kind of like a dog. This is where the computer is pretty much saying, "I kept my word, and I'm going to keep the promise. I'm going to make sure that y'all move to a different location, and make sure y'all be moving to different locations so they can trying to track y'all down, but not here. It says y'all moved out of here and stuff." Which Deku says, "All right, thank you." Now this is where you could say SCP, the computer, pretty much is saying, "Well, can you please link me to a computer or anything I can stay with?" Which Deku says, "I got a better thing," and he creates a robot or a side, kind of like a robot body, but more like human look like features, and he links the SCP to it, and he pretty much like goes in that body, you could say, and he gets up and he's pretty much saying, "Huh, this feels weird. I have a body now." Which Deku says, "Well, I gave you some features. You can pretty much unlock doors or link yourself to anything you want, you know." Which the SCP is saying, "Huh, well, can I stay with you then? To, to understand this body and this thing, and then I will head out on my own?" Which Deku is saying, "Alright, I guess everybody can stay then." Which this is where the Nine-Tailed Fox girl is saying, I guess I can stay with you too." Or you could say woman. And Deku says, "You're here?" Which she says, "Yeah, I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist my black rabbit after you're my prey." Which I couldn't resist you running away from it. Which Deku is pretty much saying, "Oh boy, alright." Now they pretty much head home and pretty much the mask saying, so that where you ran to SCP-1903." Which Deku is pretty much saying, "My mom was it?" So that was my mom's number. Which the mask saying, "Yeah, she was the most trickiest out of all of us, because the guards and everybody was reading her secrets. So since the guards and read her secret, they pretty much transformed like her, and she pretty much had full control of will to control them, or to pretty much let them do their own thing. But she pretty much almost took over one of the facilities one time." Which Janet is pretty much telling him to shut up. When she says, "Hey, my bad. I don't want to get kicked out the house." Which Inko is saying, "Deku, what did you do?" Which Deku is pretty much scratching and saying, "Well, you see, I kind of let them stay here for a while until they, find their own place to live." Which Inko and Jin says, "What?" Now this is part 4 of What If Deku was the son of SCP-1903. I hope y'all guys alike. Y'all know what to do. But I'm Keishan Gia. Thanks for watching and peace out.